Hi friends, welcome to Auditology with me, Niket Thacker. Last time we did a term, applicable financial reporting framework. I know these terms are very difficult to interpret, but this Auditology with me makes it very clear to you. Today, again we have a different term which is called as risk assessment procedure. Now many students get doubt in this word, sir, what is risk assessment procedure? Before I move on to this, let me just share you a very interesting feature of Unacademy and then I'll move ahead. Now, I got a call yesterday from a student that, sir, I'm doing a fast track batch of yours. But sir, one point I'm not able to understand. Can I watch a regular batch of yours for that one point? And there's another call from a student, sir, I'm doing a regular batch of yours, but I'm pressed with time. Can I now switch over to fast track batch? Answer is yes. At Unacademy, we have a comprehensive batch also, we have a fast track batch also, and one subscription gives you access to everything. Imagine you are hard pressed with time, you cannot continue with a normal batch, you can switch over to fast track batch, nothing extra to be paid. One subscription giving access to everything. So sir, which are the benefits? I told you one subscription giving access to everything. You can attend live classes also. You can attend the recorded ones as well. And for the recorded sessions, you have unlimited viewing rights. Super benefit. So take up a subscription at Unacademy. We have lots of faculties over there. All subjects are getting covered. Use code YASHISH. You will get 10% discount. Now let's come to today's topic. Risk assessment procedure. Now, in simple words, risk assessment procedure means procedures to identify risky areas. Okay, think from auditor's angle. It's a procedure to identify risky areas, means areas where there can be, I'm not telling there is, where there can be a fraud or error. So risk assessment procedure, simple word means areas where there can be fraud or error. You try to identify such areas and you try to evaluate the possibility of fraud or error. Now, SA315, the heading is identifying and assessing the risk of material misstatement. Identifying and assessing the risk of material misstatement by understanding the entity, environment, internal control. Okay, now SA315 says we identify risky areas. SA315 says we identify risky areas by understanding entity, environment, internal control. Iska meaning, the procedures which you do, the audit procedures which you do to obtain understanding of entity, environment, internal control so as to identify the risky areas, that is risk assessment procedure. In your audit, you start with first risk assessment procedure. Sir, don't we start with compliance procedure and then substantive? Sir, before compliance procedure, substantive procedure, there will be this risk assessment procedure. This comes first. When I start an audit, first I have to do risk assessment procedure. I need to try to find the areas where there can be fraud and error. And sir, how do I find this? By understanding the entity, environment, internal control. We are understanding. I'm highlighting the word understanding. So under your risk assessment procedure, you obtain understanding of internal control. You don't test the controls. Whether controls are operating effectively or not, that's a part of the word compliance procedure. So based on the result of risk assessment procedure, you decide how much compliance procedure, how much substantive procedure to be done. Sir, ये compliance procedure, substantive procedure क्या है? This we'll learn in next term. So today's term is risk assessment procedure. Simple words, it's a procedure to identify risky area where there can be a fraud or error. SA315 says you identify risky area by understanding entity, environment, internal control. Obtain understanding of entity, environment, internal control. So whatever procedures, whatever audit procedures we do to obtain understanding of entity, environment, internal control so as to identify and assess the risk of material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. I hope you're clear. The simple words, it's just the procedure which you do to obtain understanding of entity, environment, internal control. Why? To identify and evaluate the risk of material misstatement, risky area, whether due to fraud or error. Oh, sir, itna simple tha? Yes. So first we understand entity, environment, internal control. Based on that, we try to identify areas where there can be fraud error, and if we feel there are more chances of fraud error, we do other procedures more. The first is risk assessment procedure. Based on result of risk assessment procedure comes your compliance procedure, substantive procedure. The next term will be compliance procedure and substantive procedure. I hope you got to learn something new today. Please share about Auditology with all your friends, and if you really like it, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and see you all next time. Bye, take care.